Hi people. Today we're going to talk about how do you figure out what you want to do for a living. Now sometimes you have good examples in the family. If Aunt Sally happens to be an electrician or Uncle Dave happens to be a nurse, then you have some idea of what those jobs can involve because you have their stories about work. That's one type of thing within that big field, so that's not everything about that field, but it's a start. But a lot of times we don't necessarily want to do what anybody in our family has done before. So how do we know? One great way to know is to look for the Occupational Outlook Handbook. If you Google that, you will get to this site. One of your choices is the Bureau of Labor Statistics. That's what we're looking for. All right? Once we get here, I'm going to search a career I'm considering it, and I might not even know exactly what it's called, but we'll cover that. Let's suppose that I want to be a physical therapist. I think this might be an interesting career for me. When I search, I'm going to get several results, and that's going to tell me a lot right on its own because there's going to be more to physical therapy than I even knew existed. There's an assistant occupational therapist, psychologist, recreational therapist, healthcare occupations, massage, respiratory, physician's assistants, speech, there's a bunch of different things. Now, what I'm thinking to do is, I did get it named the way that they have cataloged it. So this is the one I think I need, but I can always go back. I've just right-clicked and I'm going to open in a new window. Physical therapists help injured or ill people improve movement and manage pain. That's what I was thinking about. That's what I want to do. Now, from here, I think your two most important tabs and what you should start with is what they do. Duties typically include the following. If you are imagining yourself doing this career, then imagine yourself doing these things. And if this seems pretty doable, this seems like, oh, I've got a lot to learn, but hey, this sounds pretty cool, you're on the right track. This is an occupation that might work for you. The other thing to look at is work environment. Much of their time on their feet working with patients. They must often lift and move patients, so back injury can be a problem. So you need to be if I'm going to be a physical therapist, I need to be physically fit. Learn proper techniques, and stay fit myself, right? If this still sounds like something to do, then I think it's time to look at pay. In an earlier video, we looked at how much do I actually need to earn, and we concentrated on a living wage calculator. More on that in the other video. Median annual wage. Median is the one in the middle. If I am just starting out as a physical therapist, I might not be in the middle. I might be towards the lower end. So when I start out in my career, I need to be okay if I earn somewhat less than the median, with some opportunities for raises and advancements along the way, but I need to be able to survive on somewhat less than the average, right? And when I look at that, and I think about my living wage calculator, okay. But wait a minute, maybe they're not hiring. How do I know that? Well, hey, are they hiring is the Job Outlook tab. Projected to grow 21%, much faster than the average. Oh, this is a good choice. If I want to do this, I have a good chance if I can become one, I have a good chance of getting a job because the field is growing. And it's growing much faster than average. If you see a field that you're interested in, but it's shrinking, that means people who have been doing the job are getting laid off and fired and let go. That's a tough thing to break into. Okay, so so far I've looked at what they do, and that sounds like something I could do. Work environment, and that sounds like conditions I could handle. I've looked at Job Outlook, that's really good. I've looked at pay, that's good. How to become one. Need a Doctor of Physical Therapy degree. All states require physical therapists to be licensed. Okay. These programs typically last 3 years. and I need to start with a bachelor's. So if I'm going to be a physical therapist, this is going to take my bachelor's degree, my 4-year degree, and then 3 more years in the doctorate program, and I'm going to have to get licensed. This is not a start out entry level kind of thing, which is probably why, assistants. My plan has not changed. I'm still going to be a physical therapist, but an associate's degree from an accredited program and a license. Aha. Now this does not pay as well. I need to be okay getting paid something like this, maybe a little less than that average, long enough for me to get my higher degree. So sometimes the job that we want is tough to reach all in one step, and you don't necessarily have to. You can go right after it, or you can take it in little stair steps. If I got my associate's degree, worked as a therapist assistant for a little while, a couple of years, and then I went back and got my bachelor's, and then I went on and got the other degree, the DPT degree that they said, okay, that's one path. That's a pretty good career route. This is something where I can earn enough along the way, and I can split my schooling up where I'm not in college continually for that many years. I can spread it out. This usually works pretty well when you're trying to get a job as well, because you already have some experience in the field. Think about it. If you were hiring people for physical therapists, and I come in and I've been an assistant for 1.5 years or 2 years or whatever, and then I've gotten my degree and my licensing, that seems like a stronger candidate. Probably that seems like a stronger candidate to you than someone who just has the degree and has never actually done it. So, the Occupational Outlook Handbook, you can search that, or you can search Bureau of Labor Statistics. This takes you right, if you search Occupational Outlook Handbook, it takes you right to this page. This gives you information, and they collect their information from everyone that pays taxes. So if you have a job that reports income, then they collect this kind of stuff in aggregate from all taxpayers. So that's how their data is so accurate, is because it's so many people that they've collected, and it's all anonymous, so you don't have to worry about that. But